Can anyone really be so foolish as to genuinely believe in the flat Earth theory? Friends, unfortunately, the answer is yes. There are people out there who actually adhere to this belief. To be more specific, approximately 10% of Americans, 3% of people in the UK, and 7% in Brazil sincerely believe in this theory. The flat Earth theory posits that Antarctica is encircled by tall ice mountains, and if you cross these mountains, you will fall off the edge of the Earth. How does that for logic? Consider the sun and the moon for a moment. If the Earth were flat, how would we experience nights and days? And what do the Bible and the Quran say about the shape of the Earth? Hello friends. On September 28, 2002, Mike Hughes, a 46-year-old limousine driver from America, set out to break a bizarre world record. His goal was to perform a long jump in his limousine, specifically a 130-foot jump. This would set the record for the longest limousine ramp jump. But Mike didn't stop there. 12 years later, in 2014, he used a homemade rocket to ascend to 13,000 feet in the air. Although the rocket crash landed and he was injured, he wasn't finished. In 2016, Mike revealed his ambition to breach the atmosphere and enter outer space. He even planned to launch rockets from a height of 32 kilometers using balloons. In America, he became known as Mad Mike because only someone truly mad would attempt such dangerous stunts. To fund his latest venture, Mad Mike initiated a Kickstarter campaign. He sought over $100,000 to finance his plans and achieve his goal. Yet his appeal failed to attract much interest, and he raised only $310 from 2 donors. But then Mike made a statement that dramatically increased his donations. He declared that he did not believe in science and only trusted what he could see with his own eyes. He claimed that his real objective was to travel to space and verify whether the Earth is spherical or not. He said, "I believe that the world is in a different shape than what we were taught in those programming centers, which is the public school systems." He asserted that the edge keeping all the oceans in is a 150-foot ice wall, which he identified as Antarctica. This revelation captivated the Flat Earth community. Mike declared that he believed in the Flat Earth theory. He pointed out that the sun and the moon appeared in the sky simultaneously, which he thought was impossible on a globe. He insisted that no one could convince him that the Earth is round because they lacked proof. Does this make you question how so many people could truly believe that Earth is not a sphere? Unfortunately, it does. According to a survey from 2021, around 10% of Americans genuinely believe the Earth is flat. The belief is more prevalent among younger generations such as Gen Z and millennials. But this conspiracy theory isn't confined to the United States. In the UK, about 3% of the population believes the Earth is flat. In Brazil, approximately 7% share this belief. 8% in Bulgaria and in Tunisia, a PhD student studying geology attempted to submit a thesis arguing that the Earth is flat. Even educated individuals can hold such misguided beliefs. In fact, many who believe in this theory are not uneducated or illiterate. They are educated, able to read and write and watch videos on YouTube to argue their beliefs. Yet for some reason, they accept this simplistic notion as truth. In this discussion, we will delve into the Flat Earth theory. What do its proponents believe about the shape of the Earth? Let's address some frequently asked questions related to this theory. Do religious texts such as the Bible or the Quran provide any insights? Why do some people adhere to such an irrational theory? In today's world with the internet and space travel technology, there are countless ways to demonstrate that the Earth is round and spherical. Yet interestingly, people who lived thousands of years ago had some understanding of this without the modern tools we possess today. Around 500 BC, ancient Greek philosopher Pythagoras observed that the moon and the sun were spherical. From this observation, he inferred that if they were spherical, then the Earth must also be spherical. Then came Aristotle around 350 BC. He noticed during a lunar eclipse that the Earth's shadow on the moon was round. Additionally, he observed that ships sailing away from the shore disappeared from view, starting with the bottom part first, indicating a curved Earth. By 200 BC, Eratosthenes conducted an experiment involving wooden sticks buried in the ground. He measured their shadows at different locations and calculated the Earth's circumference to be between 37,500 kilometers and 50,000 kilometers. The actual circumference is 40,075 kilometers. By the 1600s, Isaac Newton's work had solidified the understanding of the Earth as a spherical object, leaving little room for doubt. However, in 1865, Samuel Robotham published a book titled Zetetic Astronomy, Earth Not a Globe, which is still regarded as a classic by the flat Earth community. Robotham's main arguments included the observation that the horizon always looks flat when viewed from the sea. He argued that if the Earth were round, the horizon would appear curved. He also noted that the water level in lakes and oceans appears flat, and the ground does not seem curved. Robotham's approach, known as zetetic, held that only things visible to the eye should be believed. This approach frustrated other scientists and philosophers. Robotham proposed that the Earth was flat, with the North Pole at the center and tall ice mountains of Antarctica at the edges. He claimed that crossing these mountains would result in falling off the Earth. Some adherents to the flat Earth theory believe in an endless expanse of ice mountains, while others propose that the sun and moon move in circular paths above the Earth, casting light like spotlights. According to recent models proposed by the flat Earth community in America, the sun and moon each have a diameter of 50 kilometers and circle the Earth at a height of 5,500 kilometers. In reality, the sun is approximately 150 million km from Earth, and the moon is about 400,000 kilometers away. Mark Sargent, a leading figure in the modern flat Earth community, claims that sunlight is hot and moonlight is cold. He argues that sunlight warms up objects while moonlight cools them. He uses the comparison of temperatures inside and outside a house during the day and night to support this claim. The modern flat Earth movement began in the late 1800s. In 1885, William Carpenter wrote 100 Proofs that the Earth is not a globe, which also cited religious texts to support the flat Earth theory. They misinterpreted Bible passages to assert that the Earth is flat. For example, Revelation chapter 7 verse 1 mentions 4 corners of the Earth, which they took literally, suggesting that the Earth is square or rectangular. Similarly, Genesis 1 verse 6 speaks of a firmament dividing waters, which they interpreted as a dome over a flat Earth. In 2016, a book titled Firmament Vaulted Dome of the Earth was published supporting the dome theory. About 70% of flat Earth believers subscribe to this notion, envisioning a dome-like structure covering the Earth. The Quran was also misinterpreted to support this theory. For instance, chapter 71 verse 19 describes the Earth as spread out like a carpet, which flat earthers take to mean completely flat. However, more knowledgeable interpretations suggest that spread out refers to the Earth being extensive and accessible. Despite the widespread belief in a spherical Earth among scholars since the 9th and 10th centuries, some flat earthers persist. For instance, in 2015, a Muslim cleric from Saudi Arabia claimed that the Earth is stationary and that NASA never landed on the moon. This pattern is common among flat earthers who often believe in multiple conspiracy theories. According to the earlier survey, the same percentage of people who believe in a flat Earth also believe in other conspiracies, such as vaccines containing microchips or NASA being a fraud. Some even deny the existence of gravity or dinosaurs. They argued that the United Nations logo, which shows a map, represents a flat Earth. They fail to understand that any map drawn on paper is two-dimensional and cannot accurately represent a spherical shape. When engaging with flat earthers, you might receive unusual responses. They may point out the absence of Antarctica on certain maps as evidence of a conspiracy. This belief system often leads to claims that all nations are colluding to hide the true shape of the Earth. The fourth reason why people believe in such theories is a mistrust of authorities and institutions. Flat earthers often have blind faith in their own conspiracy theories, while being equally skeptical of established institutions. They might dismiss evidence from NASA or scientific books as part of a government conspiracy. The idea that nations like the United States and Russia, who are usually adversaries, would collaborate to deceive the public about the Earth's shape seems illogical to anyone who applies critical thinking. The first photo of Earth was taken on October 24, 1946, by an American suborbital rocket. Another photo was taken by a Soviet communication satellite on May 30, 1966. Despite the Cold War tensions, both the US and Soviet Union contributed to space exploration and took photographs of Earth. Flat earthers believe these rockets were actually nuclear weapons aimed at breaking the Earth's dome, leading to the claim that rockets and satellites were just part of the conspiracy to hide the truth. This level of mistrust and denial is extreme. Believing that all governments and scientists are engaged in a global conspiracy is irrational. Returning to the story of Mad Mike Hughes, it's revealed that he never truly believed in the flat Earth.